Good day to all. We are the Group 11 and today we are going to report about David's Ausubel's meaningful learning theory.
So, David P. Ausubel was born in 1918, died in July 2008. He grew up in Brooklyn, New York. He attended at the University of Pennsylvania for bachelor's degree majoring psychology, then graduated from medical school at Middlesex University, and earned his PhD at Columbia University. His most significant contribution to the fields of educational psychology, cognitive science, and science education learning, and research on advanced organizers. So, consider that learning new knowledge is based on what already known. This means that in order to learn, we create a kind of network concept. So, what is network concept? Network concept, guys, is new information and relate that information to what we already know. This is what we know as meaningful learning. So, network of concept, guys, as what stated from this slide, nga wala lang siya nag-focus sa isa ka concept, but relate niya sa other topic or other idea para mas makakonclude pa siya og another nga concept og mao na ang bali ang basis sa meaningful learning nga gipropose ni David Ausubel. So, meaningful learning theory. It concerned with how students learn large amount of meaningful materials from verbal, textual presentations in the learning activities. So, meaningful learning theory kuno guys is di lang siya mga learning nga nakuha nimo from your teacher or sa bisan kinsa nga mga tawo around you, but ang mga na-learn kuno sa students a large amount of meaningful material nga ilang na-learn from mapa-verbal man or textual presentations. So, learning is based on the representational, superordinate, and combinatorial processes that occur during the reception of information. So, kuno ang meaningful learning theory kuno guys is nakabase sa representational, superordinate, and combinatorial process, which means nga wala siya naga-focus og kanang isa lamang ka concept, but naga-relate or naga-tan-aw sad siya sa another nga mga idea, which means nga kanang girelate niya ang isa ka concept into another concept, ang mao na siya gitawag og combinatorial process. So, meaningful learning theory results when new information is acquired by linking the new information in the learner's own cognitive structure. So, kaning meaningful learning theory guys is murag outcome siya or products ba sa tawag nato ana nga kanang from sa new information sa learner o sa iyang own cognitive structure or previous knowledge. So kay from previous knowledge nakalink siya og another information, so mao na siya ang mga basis sa meaningful learning theory. So a primary process in learning is subsumption, in which new material is related to relevant ideas in the existing cognitive structure on a non-verbatim basis previous knowledge. So sa akong balikon guys, so kini siya nga mga definition in meaningful learning theory is ang iyang ginapasabot kay focus siya sa daghan nga mga concept. Iyang girelate ang kaniya concept into another concept or nagatan-aw siya another idea or processes nga ang outcome ana mao ang kini propose ni David Ausubel nga meaningful learning theory. So mao ni ang process of meaningful learning guys. So David Ausubel propose for processes by which meaningful learning can occur. So dire mag-occur kuno ang kini meaningful learning according to David Ausubel. So mao ni ang mga processes. First is derivative subsumption. Second is correlative subsumption. Third is superordinate learning, and last is combinatorial learning. So, atong itakol guys first ang derivative subsumption, the first process. So, derivative subsumption describe the situation in which the new information pupils learn is an instance or example of a concept that pupils have already learned. So, kaning derivative subsumption, kanang learning siya guys from derivative, murag nag-derive siya through your previous knowledge. So, sa itag example, let's suppose si Ali have acquired a basic concept such as tree. So, si Ali kuno, na-share ka ng basic concept sa tree. So, ang concept niya inani, ang tree daw na ay green leaves, branches, and fruits. So, Ali learned about a kind of tree that he have never seen before. Persimmon tree conforms to his previous understanding of tree. His new knowledge of persimmon trees is attached to the concept of tree with substantially altering that concept in any way. So pag kita man siya og kanang kahoy ba nga wala pa niya nakita sa una. So he have never seen before daw. So na-conclude niya na nga tree because he have green leaves, branches, and fruits. Kay mao naman to'y naa sa yang huna nga concept, and that is an example of derivative subsumption. So second guys is correlative subsumption. So it is more valuable learning than that of derivative subsumption since it enriches the higher level concept. So an example ni guys is, now let's suppose Ali encounter a new kind of tree that has red leaves rather green. Accommodate this new information, Ali have to alter or extend your concept of tree to include the possibility of red leaves. So kung diri sa derivative subsumption guys is ang iyang concept mo nagabase sa ang iyang kaning concept nagabase lang sa isa niya ka idea about sa kanyang example niya kaning tree have a green leaves, branches, and fruits. So diri sa kaning correlative subsumption guys is ning relate na siya into another idea nga iyang na kita or nakuha. Si for example, diri sa example diri is nakita siya og red leaves rather than green. So na ma-conclude niya guys or na-extend niya ang iyang concept sa tree nga dili lang di ay green leaves, dili lang green ang leaves sa tree but naapoy mga trees nga kaning red leaves. So that is the function of correlative subsumption. Mas gipa deeper pa niya ang kaning concept sa derivative subsumption. So there is a superordinate learning guys. Third is you are already familiar with the things but not know the concept itself until it was taught. So ang example guys is Ali was well acquainted with maples, oaks, apple trees, etc. But pupils still did not know until they were taught that these were all examples of deciduous trees. So there guys na kay mga learnings nga murag familiarize lang nimo ba murag say for example kabalo ka nga kanang naang white or green or blue but wa kabalo kung unsa na siya. So kung naay makathought nimo nga mao na siya colors na siya or unsa ba kaning diha pa nimo mas mapalawman pa imong understanding about anang sa colors. See for other example guys is unsa ba nga mga klase sa kahoy, no? So kay naay daghang klase sa kahoy, so pag na familiar lang nimo na siya nga tree but wa ka kabalo kung unsa na nga sa nga family sa mga trees. So kani diri sa example niya is so familiar ko na siya sa maples, oaks, apple trees. So ang mga pupils niya wala gyapon kabalo kung asa na siya nabilong. So naibaw-an nila sa time nga gitudluan sila that these were all examples of deciduous trees. So mao na ang superordinate learning guys. So gina breakdown ang concepts para mas ang concept nga imong nahibaw-an para mas ma-improve pa imong learning anang certain topic. So last is combinatorial learning. It describes a process by which the new idea is derived from another idea that is come from his or her previous knowledge in a different but related branch. So Ali learns about modification on the plant's part. Ali might relate it to previously acquired knowledge of how papyrus tree used to produce paper. So dere guys, combinatorial learning, ang simple niya nga kaning example nga gi-cite dere is kana pang naakay murag kaning naa kay kaning previous knowledge, nada si Ali previous knowledge of how papyrus trees used to produce paper. So, nakakabalo siya sa mga process baka o sa mga methods ana sa pag-produce sa papyrus tree or sa paggamit sa papyrus tree into paper. So, gina-conclude niya nga, gi-conclude diri sa example nga si Ali learn about modifications of the plant's part. So, kay nakabalo man siya sa papyrus tree used to produce paper. So, as from the word combinatorial learning, so gina-combine niya or gina-relate niya sa other nga plant's part nga si Ali kuno nakabalo about modification on the plant's part. So, mo na ang function sa combinatorial learning. So, mo na yung mga principles of Ausubel's meaningful reception learning theory within a classroom setting. So, mo na yung mga principles sa meaningful reception learning theory, guys. So, first is general ideas of a subject, general statement. So, sa principle of general ideas of a subject, general statement, so, ang imong mga general ideas is must be presented first. So, imong i-present siya og una. Then, progressively differentiated in terms of detail and specificity. So, pag ni-present na imong mga general ideas, imong i-breakdown ang ilang mga concept through pag-discuss o through pag-discuss ana or pagpasabot sa way nga imong gi-differentiate gimos lang gi-differentiate or unsa nimo pag-divide ang kana nga mga topics para mas ma-discuss nimo og ayo ang ilang mga details og mas ma-specify nimo kung unsa ang mas gipasabot. So, instructional materials. Instructional materials should attempt to integrate new material with previously presented information using comparisons and cross-referencing of new and old ideas. So, there is a second principle, guys, nga instructional materials. So, nag-integrate daw og new material with previously presented information. So, gina-compare niya o gina-cross-referencing ang new og old ideas. So, ang purpose ani niya, guys, is para mas masabtan pa or mas makuha sa mga students kung unsa ang mas kining kalainan nila og ilahang similarities sa inana nga concept. So, third, guys, is advanced organizers. Instructors should incorporate advanced organizers when teaching a new concept. So, example is instructors should use a number of examples and focus on both similarities and differences. So, there, guys, last principle is kaning advanced organizers. So, ginagamit ni siya sa mga instructors to incorporate advanced organizers when teaching a new concept para mas labi pa nga masabtan or mas dali makuha sa student. Kay ang mga student man good, guys, na dili tanan nga mga methods of teaching is kanang mas pasok sa ilahang kanang mga pagsabot, but kining through ning mga different kinds of advanced organizers nga state diri sa mga next slide. So, mao na siya ang mga gina-focus sa mga teachers ang sa inaning nga theory ni Ausubel sa meaningful learning theory nga in a purpose nga kanang para mas dali masabtan makuha sa kining students ang mga topics or lessons nga gina-discuss. So, instructor should use a number of examples and focus on both similarities and differences. So, nag-cite sila sa examples, pwede nga magkuha mga instructors o kining mga similarities and differences para mas makuha sa mga student kung unsa ang mga mas gipasabot pa sa certain topic nga ilahang gina-discuss. So, there tama na kong part, guys. Thank you.
So guys, we are going to talk about the types of advanced organizers and these are expository, narrative, scheming, and graphic organizer. So expository describes the new content, provides new knowledge that students will need to understand, and upcoming information are often used when the new learning material is unfamiliar to the learner, and it may simply provide students with meaning and purpose of what it is to follow. So, ang expository is just a teacher providing meaning to unfamiliar topics that the students didn't know. Next, in narrative, presents the new information in a form of a story to the students. So there are ways, and one of these are narrative. So ang narrative is that The teacher presents the new information in a form of a story to the students to enlighten or to make it more interactive as the topic goes on. Next, scheming. It is done by looking over new material to gain basic overview. When a teacher asks students to skim learning materials, he or she provides them with opportunity to preview the important information that will encounter later by focusing and noting what stands out in headings, subheadings, and highlighted information. So, ang skimming, guys, is that it is just a basic overview of the topic. So, ang skimming is that you just read the title or the highlighted part of the news article or magazine to get the basic information on what's inside that topic. Lastly, graphic organizer. It is a visual setup or outline of information. This may include pictograph or pictures, descriptive patterns, concept maps, and Venn diagrams. So these are the examples of graphic organizers. There are many types of graphics organizers to make it more interactive or to make it more beautiful looking like and to make the students more engaged on the topic. So these are the four types of advanced organizers. There are many types of advanced organizers, and these four are the most commonly used in teaching the children or the students. That's all. Thank you.